Chapter 9. All of Us. The morning of the concert, the cafe is closed for preparations. You and your friends are packing t-shirts to sell at the venue's merch booth. But you can't stop thinking about the G-word incident, which means it's everyone's problem now. And then I tried to apologize, and then Tess was like, okay, gotta go to my extremely real prior commitment, and sprinted away. And then I texted her, and she never texted back. Total radio silence. Yeah, I agree with the cat. You know, you really should do that. Dude, right? And that's what I'm saying. Prosper butts his head against your hand in support, and also in search of pets. You oblige, feeling mildly better. After checking your phone for the billionth time that morning, you sigh heavily. By the way, if you guys watching, please let me know how the audio is for you guys. Thanks. She doesn't even have read receipts on, so I can't tell if she's seeing my messages. I'm basically shouting into the abyss. Oh, she's probably just busy. And thinking about what to say. So, you don't think this is a bad sign? Well, I didn't say that. You deflate like a balloon. Dex squeezes your shoulder reassuringly. Look, it doesn't seem good, but we can't read this girl's mind, and neither can you. No matter how many times you check your texts. Okay, but what if I send just one more text, a super casual one? No. If she's freaking out, more texts will equal more freaked out. But it could also show her how much Joe wants to hash this out. You've got nothing to lose. I have like a policy about this. So if I send someone a couple texts and they don't reply back, then I just write them off, because if they haven't replied so far to your text, you don't want to seem like you're, yeah. Anyway, resist the urge. Yaz is right. Spamming her might not be a great way to prove that I'm normal and chill. Hearing you say Yaz is right is the closest thing I'll have ever experienced to ASMR. You toss your phone onto the nearest table with a sigh of frustration. Prosper bats at the offending piece of technology as if channeling your frustration, or at least his innate desire for playtime. Thanks, buddy. Suddenly the cafe door swings open. Max bursts in, gasping as she's just sprinted the whole way up the block. We got a problem. Did another water main burst? Are we having an earthquake? Is there a parade blocking the way to the venue? Oh, no. Idea how I'd predict an earthquake, and not that I'm aware of, but remember my artist friend who's playing our concert today? I haven't been able to reach her, and I can't even tell you how many texts I've sent. Maybe there's a citywide cell outage, and that's why Tess hasn't... why this artist hasn't gotten back to you. As if on cue, Matea's phone buzzes twice, and you grimace. No such luck. It's not like her to flake like this, but if she doesn't show, this concert is our last push. I'm not sure where we go from here. The unspoken word hangs in the air. As the concert falls apart, the cafe is and truly doomed. God, we're so close to paying off the back rent. You glance around the room as the crestfallen expressions of your friends' faces for the first time in over 12 hours. You're able to put your heartache over Tess aside. I might have ruined my shot with Tess, but I still love my friends, my community, and we need the LG. Everyone, one way or another, this concert is happening. If I have to get up in front of paying concert goers and play the triangle myself. Oh God, can you imagine? Now, ladies and they dies. An acoustic performance of Mary Had a Little Lamb. They dies. Ladies and they dies. What? Kinda camp. Not into it, though. Max, what's the plan? How do we fix this? Well, I need to look for the musician, first off. I can come with you. I tracked my uncle down when he went off the grid last year. Well, we thought he did. Turns out he was having a breakdown at the zoo. Polar bear exhibit? Oh, he wasn't the kid that broke into the red panda exhibit, thank God. You know, I'm starting to notice this book has something to do with people breaking into zoos. We've all been there. Okay, totally. If you two do the Bloodhound thing, the rest of us should act like the concert is still on. Someone needs to get to the venue, keep the crowd entertained until our musician hopefully shows up. I got this. Me too. Well, I'm in. We'll razzle-dazzle 'em. Don't worry. Well, then I'm assuming that Max and Yas find the position. We still need as many ticket sales as we can get before the eviction deadline. Rack your brain for ways to help, but the only idea that comes up is kind of crazy. Maybe just the right amount of crazy. Maybe I can throw up some wall art to send passerbyers to the venue? I've never done art on that scale before, but desperate times, desperate measures, etc., etc. Oh, light vandalism for a good cause. I'll come with. I've got a great spot in mind. I got a ton of chalk you could use. That's not vandalism. That's just chalk. Why do... No, you know what? I'm not going to ask any follow-up questions. Let's just all do the best we can. Thank you, everyone. Yaz and I will text once we get any updates. Prosper rubs against your legs and trots over to butt his head against Max's shoe. I think that's Cat for good luck. Oh, thanks, Prosper. I feel like we're gonna need it. No one in this cafe makes coffee or anything anymore. We just go around, you know, trying to raise money. Oh, everyone gets moving, but when you catch sight of yourself in the glass of the bakery display, you frown. If you're going to be raising high for a concert, you should look the part. Plus, what if Tess shows up and sees you after all? I could swing by my place for a quick change into something cute. I don't know what to say to these pants. Or, well, shorts. Technically they're pants, but, you know, I really don't know what to say to this whole outfit. Ladies, gents, and theys, let me know. I know that look. You're thinking fashion thoughts, aren't you? You talk blue and a brief stop back at your apartment. Not that it takes too much convincing. Where you quick change in your room before rushing back out. Thanks for making the stop. Thinking about how hot I feel is helping me think less about the implosion of my situationship. Last-minute fashion ideas always pay off. You both head back to Blue's car, and before you hop back into the passenger seat, they snap a candid of you. What are you doing? Fap material for later. What? Texting a pic to Tess. Caption, taking this hot stuff to a hot show. Hope we all see you there. Oh god, she's going to be so weirded out. Shh, it's called bait, Joe. It's foolproof. Except maybe it isn't, because both of your phones remain suspiciously silent as you head off to find a good spot. Maybe she just, has her phone on silent? Just drive, Blue. Didn't we decide not to send any more crazy texts? Thanks. A short drive later, you're staring up at a rickety fire escape that leads to a rooftop near the venue. Okay, this seems like a terrible idea, and if I'm saying that, it must be true. It's the best spot to point people to the venue, and besides, what's the worst that can happen? I don't know, she falls to her death. A neck fracture, structural damage, me getting arrested, a neck fracture. Do you know what falling 2 stories can do to a human body? Because the internet has given me ideas. It's not pretty. Oh, you sound like Dax. What if I pinky promise to catch you if you fall? Do you realize what a human neck can endure when you catch them? And you know what? No, never mind. You're not coming up? Nah, I'll keep watch, in case anybody comes to hassle us about illegal substances. Because chalk is now illegal. The substance is chalk, but here goes nothing, I guess. Keeping a firm grip, you manage to climb up the fire escape. You wind up on a rooftop next to a big wall, which overlooks the street below. Okay, yeah, I'm up high. Sick. Slay. Taking a deep breath, you try to calm down, keeping your gaze away from the dizzying drop below. Giant chalk murals aren't exactly my strong suit, but the LG needs this inspiration. Please don't fickle today. As you begin outlawing your piece, your terror slowly abates. I'm doing this. I'm maybe kinda doing this. At that exact moment, your phone buzzes and you almost throw it off the roof in your haste to check your text, but it's not Tess. It's the LG group chat. Okay, this crowd is officially beyond antsy. Oh, they are about to riot. Send help! They are definitely not about to riot. What's the ETA or a musician? Still AWOL. Keep stalling if you can. Yaz is driving me around the city like a bat out of hell. That tracks. Joe's Spider-Man'd up a fire escape and is doing her thing on a roof at the moment. A fire escape? Seems like a bad idea. That's what she said. Literally. Thanks. Now they all know I'm doing something illegal. This is how they break you when they're interrogating you. Look what's on your phone. Staring at your phone for too long just highlights the absence of a test text. So you shake your head, turn back to the impromptu chalk advertisement / work of art. Focus, you got the cafe name plus the concert venue. Big arrows pointing down the street at the venue. What else does it need? I'll add a rainbow, a coffee cup, a guitar. Coffee cup, fam. Just in case anyone misses the whole cafe part. You stretch out a coffee cup, and then impulsively decide to draw Max sipping from it. No one can resist a butch woman with a latte. Sure. As you're putting the finishing touches on your piece, you see movement across the street on another low rooftop. Watch it be Tess. God damn it! She's Gwen, let's be honest. Yep. Gwen. Yes, Gwen is standing on the rooftop. Tess is standing on the rooftop opposite yours with a bucket of chalk, frantically writing something on the wall. Am I hallucinating right now? As you peer across the street, the message she's scrawling begins to take shape. You plus me equals... I don't know what that emoji stands... wow, that emoji stands for. They look like two people that are looking like rabbits. You raise your voice in the hope that she can hear you over all the street noise. Tess, what does that mean? Like, are we cool? Like, and if so, how cool? Like, bestie cool, or... Tess turns to wave at you, but she shakes her head and points at her ear before shouting something back. Joe, sorry. Okay, way too much traffic noise. I don't think she heard me any more than I heard. Glancing at your mural / advertisement gives you an idea. You begin gesturing at it like you're Will Smith gesturing at Jade on the red carpet. You meet me here? After some frantic arm waving, gesturing at your big chalk wire row that points towards the venue, Tess holds up both hands and a thumbs up. Okay, she got the message, and she's smiling. And if she ever wanted to see me again, she wouldn't be smiling, right? Maybe. Or she's smiling because she's going to kill you now. You shimmy down the fire escape with less trepidation on the way up, and sprint all out of the alley towards the venue. Hey, Forrest Gump, wait a second. Some of us have asthma. Yeah, I feel you there. There's no time, it's Tess. And this is how Blue died. Inside, you spot Dex on stage, leading the crowd in a group song. And I want it that way. Some people seem entertained enough by the sing-along, but others are noticeably disgruntled. This is so cringe. I thought Doja Cat was going to be here. Wow. We were really not clear on the details in that live stream. Lots of people seem on the verge of bailing entirely, but you put that problem aside for the moment and push through the crowd. Until you spot Tess glancing around the room. She might as well be miles away with how many people are between you. elbow through the crowd, parkour, come up with a distraction. Parkour! 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 Moving with a speed you didn't know you possessed, you dart through a few of the concert goers and slide across the bar top, bypassing a huge cluster of them. Hey, she knocked over my drink! Tell the bartender to put it on my tab. When your feet land on the polished wood floor again, you dodge through a few more people until you reach. Tess, you're really here. Yeah, I got your, semi-4, plus mural message. Tess's smile fades, and she looks at you seriously. You gulp, fearing the worst. Look, before anything else, I just want to say I'm sorry for not texting you back. It'll sound fake, but my phone broke at work this morning. I was heading to the venue to try and find you, and then I saw Blue standing watch on the street. Something about illegal substances? Chalk. Right, well, but they told me they were you, or where you were. I decided to get your attention up on that other rooftop, and now, well, I'm glad you wanted to talk after I bolted yesterday. I'm sorry, too. Especially after you put your trust in me. We hadn't talked about this. What is between us? Things were going so well. I'm gonna go with things were going so well. You remember a roller derby, kissing in front of the apartment, that perfect dinner at Tessa's, and the thought of losing it all hurts more than you can bear. This time with you has meant everything to me. The last thing I wanted to do was screw it up, and of course I did anyway. No, Joe, it wasn't your fault. And while we're getting apologies out, I'm so sorry for how I reacted yesterday. I think at the moment hearing the word girlfriend out of the blue felt like a big leap, like one I wanted, but also scared of. But after work that night... You really had work? That wasn't an excuse? Yeah, I did. I mean, maybe I didn't need to run there. Right. But, hang on. No puppy dog eyes until I finish. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Brad getting on stage with Dex to help him entertain the crowd. Hey, mind if I cut in? And Tess tucks a piece of hair behind her ear, and you forget where you even are. After all my very real work, I realized what was scaring me had nothing to do with you. Other partners let me down. Made me feel like I had to be small to stay with them. But with you, I've never felt that, not once. The one thing about being with you that scared me, once I actually thought about it, was how badly I wanted it. Your heartbeat begins to pick up speed from a fast trot to a supersonic gallop. I really just came to the venue to apologize. I didn't know if you'd give me a second chance after I ditched you like that. She takes a second to drink in your outfit, lips quirking in a small smile. But when I saw you on that rooftop looking like $1,000,000, taking a big risk for something that means a lot to you, I realized I had to do the same. Take a risk for you. You can feel your pulse in your ears, and your whole body's coiled, braced for either disappointment or overwhelming happiness. This time, you need to make sure you're on the same page. Tess, I really want to know about the emojis. I really do. I'm gonna ask. Just laughs, rubbing the back of her neck. You can probably guess what they mean. No, I can't, actually. That's why I'm asking. I think I need you to spell it out, actually. Yeah, me and her are ignorant. We're dumb. We're stupid. We don't speak emoji. Or, my god. Emoji. What I'm saying is, can we make this official? How did those things even represent being official? Anyway, fireworks go off in your head. You have absolutely no idea what your face is doing, grinning like a maniac, probably. You take a deep breath, which doesn't calm you down, but does make you painfully aware of how fast your heart is beating. Yeah, I would love that, Tess. Yeah, okay, me too. You step closer, but before you can kiss Tess senselessly, there's a sudden guitar strum from the stage as Max's musician finally arrives. Did they break their phone too? So sorry for the delay, folks. Long story, but a cell outage was involved. I call bullshit! But now that the gang's all here, are we ready to rock? OMG, this is better than Doja Cat! As the musician begins to play an upbeat song, you see Dex and Brad reuniting with a wary but triumphant Max and Yaz. I can't believe you found her. What happened? Ask me when I don't have earplugs in, Dex. Surrounded by your friends, you let yourself revel in the moment. As everyone begins to dance, you take Tess's hand and pull her towards you. Her hand slides around your waist as the two of you dance to the music, brushing against the bare skin of your stomach beneath your mesh top. And while the song lasts, and the next one, you just try to focus on being right here, in her arms. Whatever else happens, at least we have this. Something tells me the next drama is going to be happening when we get all the rent money and the guy personally goes, "No, I don't care. You're out." Before you know it, the concert is wrapping up and the now happily buzzing crowd is filtering out. The LG crew, including Max, Tess, Brad, gather at the side of the event space while Yaz tallies the final ticket sales, and when she inhales sharply, you all tense. Well, we don't have enough to pay off the back rent. We have more than enough. Like, multiple grand more. With a beat of silence before the words sink in, and then your LG family erupts. Back in business, baby! Finally, you can make coffee now. Love keeps regularly winning. Alan, baby, let's workshop that one. Your eyes are glued on Max, and you watch her mouth fall open slowly. A tear gathers at the corner of her eyes, and she doesn't bother to brush them away. Well, I'll be. Looks like the LG bean and tea isn't going anywhere. I never doubted us for a minute. The strength of my conviction carried me through. Okay, Joe, please. All the Friday night light speeches in the world can hide the fact that you were freaked. Okay, maybe a little, but my conviction was still strong, with a few weak points. While you're all still mid-victory, you hear a cough behind you and turn to see a guest from the crowd, a face you recognize from the auction. Hey, gang. Congratulations on the great turnout. Although my daughter was a little disappointed that Jojo Siwa couldn't make it. Okay, fess up. Which one of you was spreading misinformation about this concert? I didn't know who Max actually hired to sing, so really, it could have been anyone. Well, dubious advertisement, methods aside, looks like the event was a big hit, and I have some good news to share with you all. After your auction, Max and I talked about the cafe's sustainability. I didn't want to get anyone's hopes up, but we just got confirmation. By next week, my non-profit will have raised enough to buy out the cafe's lease on Max's behalf. No more battling the SF real estate market. Wow. Wow, that's pretty big news, actually. Wait, so the cafe is saved for good? Everyone lets out another cheer, and you fumble blindly for Tess's hand, feeling like you're about to burst with happiness. Congratulations, you all deserve it, and then some. But before anyone can really do anything crazy, like lift Ron on the shoulders, Max holds up a hand, still clearly what the hell is that? Verklempt? Okay, this is an actual word. Oh, even though, verklempt. Overcome with emotion. I had to Google, don't at me. Most people just go, I'm overcome with emotion, but okay. I'm touched, Ron, but I'm not sure how sustainable me running the cafe is. I fought like hell to keep it open, but I'm old, tired, and the stress of the past few weeks has taken about 5 years of my life. I think it might be time for me to pass the baton and retire, leave the LG in the hands of someone who gets why we need it. I'd say probably Yaz. As you glance around at all your friends, a thought blooms in the back of your mind. One that's been slowly growing for a while, but only now do you let yourself voice it. I've always worried that work in here was just settling, but if I'm happy, supporting my friends and community, maybe I'm actually thriving. Hey, Max, this might be nuts, but what if I take over? Your words and Dex's overlap, and you glance over at him, eyes wide. It seems like you're both volunteering to run the cafe. So, what if we were co-owners? You'd be cool with that? Yeah. We complement each other's strengths. Yin, yang, Dex does the numbers, I do the cool stuff. Hey, I agree with the caveat that math is extremely cool. That is not a battle. You're gonna win, man. Max blinks, but soon a slow smile creeps across her face. Co-owners, I like the sound of that, and I trust you kids. Let's talk paperwork and details tomorrow, okay? You nod and Tess squeezes your hand, grinning at you. Congrats, Van Gogh. Your heart thuds, and you're distantly aware of the rest of your friends congratulating you, too. Okay, hang on. We've just scored the victory of a decade, maybe the century. We deserve to celebrate. The cafe is closed until tomorrow, right? How about a back patio moment, Max? An impromptu retirement party / graduation? Blue, I never thought I'd say this, but that's a great idea. Not right now. I'm more concerned with not right now as an option. This shouldn't even be a diamond choice. I'm gonna be real with you. You're right. Blue, Max, he has permission to turn the back patio into a private party space? Max flinches at yes, who shrugs. You and Dex wanted to take over. I'd say that's up to you, kids. You glance at Dex, and he gives you a thumbs up. Let's do it. Okay, celebration back at the LG in 3, 2, 1. Once you're all on the back patio, Mateo and Blue dart into the kitchen, emerging with a seriously impressive selection of desserts. Whoa, where'd all this come from? I've been stress baking off and on the past couple days with the prosperous help. So basically you've been using the cafe's profits, or lack thereof, to make stuff because you're stressed. Okay. All while the cafe's been closed. In what ways did he help? Inspiration, moral support, occasionally knocking my eggs off the counter. He was baking biscuits, don't lie. Don't lie to me. My point is, enjoy the fruits of my labor and don't worry about it. Mateo's cookie. A lot of baking for a lot of stress. You eye the towering stack of cookies, definitely worried about it, but then Blue shoves one into your hand and you accept the delicious pacifier. Who am I to look a gift cookie in the mouth? Soon enough, the party's in full swing. Some of the cafe's regulars even drop by, having heard the news, and Tess pulls away to chat with a Derby acquaintance. Don't leave without me. Trust me, I'm not that clueless. The rest of your friends disperse around the patio, clustered around the tables and tuckered into corners, and you resolve to check in with them all. You find Max first, holding Leanne's hand and sipping on a tasteful Guinness. Hey, you two. Joe, I was just telling Max how much I'd love you to paint our date over there. You two cast such a lovely aura together. He nods over Tess on the other side of the party, meeting her gaze and grinning. I'd love that, Leanne. Anytime. And Max, congrats on retirement. I could have sworn you had another 20 years in you, but hardly. I'm happy to leave things in your hands and Dex's. Soon my hands will be full of baguettes and espressos. Are you planning a grand European vacation? At long last. We've been putting off this trip for years. First France to see my family, and after that, who knows? Well, I hope you have a great time. We'll keep the cafe afloat somehow, or miss you, Max. What about Leanne? We'll miss you, Max. Your throat tightens a little as you realize just how much you mean that. You've been such a big part of my adulthood. Like, you showed me what being an adult can look like. A few years ago, I had no idea what I was working towards, and now I do. It's this. You just heard Max and Leanne hoping they understand what you mean. Max looks close to tears again, so you think she got the message. Thank you, Joe. I bet you'll hear the same thing someday. Now, it's your turn to get teary. Man, that's the goal. You leave Max and Leanne to their retirement bliss and head towards Alan, who's frantically typing in his notes app behind a bush. Hey, dude, drafting a risky text? If by risky text you mean detailed account of how to rescue my manuscript from total failure. Well, I definitely don't mean that, but good for you, man. The celebration led to a breakthrough, huh? Yeah, and now I can channel all my energy into finishing this thing instead of a 24/7 fundraising. Not that the fundraising wasn't worthwhile and, important. Dude, chill. I think you earned your ally points for the year, at least. There's the point system. In some people's heads, yes, and they're stupid. Joking. But if there was, you'd be at the top of the rankings. You leave a smiling Alan to type in peace before heading over to Blue, hanging out with Yaz near the desserts, of course. But when you get closer, you're surprised to see the Blue look sort of down. Hey, Joe. Are you okay? I thought parties always, quote, supercharged your energy and renewed your will to live on the mortal plane. Prosper twined around Blue's ankles, batting at them in what you presume to be a show of love and concern. Oh, they do. But I'm just feeling sort of lost, I guess. You know that I've always been doing freelance and coding for a while? Yep, so you can, quote, bankroll your Kim Kardashian but queer and hotter lifestyle. God, I wish I could be more flattered that you memorize every word I say. I wouldn't say... But I can't right now because I think I need to leave this job. The contracts I'm getting these days are kind of soul-sucking. Blue? I think you should take your own advice. You're always telling everyone to live their dreams, chase after the things they want, right? It's true. I am very inspirational and encouraging. You are, and I think it's time someone did the same for you. So here it is, Blue. You are amazing. We all love you, and you should spend your time at a job that deserves you. Yaz, still standing nearby, clears her throat. Here's a job at the LG for you, if you want it. You mean it? You basically work here anyway. At least this way I can set ground rules. She squints at Blue, clearly trying to be intimidating, but Blue just throws her arms around her. Thank you. I'll be here Monday morning at 8. We open at 7. Just kidding. Blue leans down to scratch Prosper under the chin. That's right, little dude. More time to spend with my favorite cafe mascot. GF starts at 6, including weekends. See? Priorities. What was that? Mateo, did you say something? They wander off in the opposite direction of Mateo, and you turn to Yaz with a grin. You don't know what you've unleashed. It was always inevitable. Congrats on taking over the LG, by the way. I guess this makes you my boss now. Maybe in name, but me and Dex are going to depend on your expertise as much as ever. Since I won't be your subordinate anymore, though, how are you? Like, seriously. Anything new going on outside of work? You're surprised? Yaz actually cracks a smile at that. Well, Anya and I are planning a trip to Tahiti next month. Wait, what? It's an island? No shit, really. I know it's an island. Who's Anya? And I've never heard the name Anya ever in my whole life. That's because my personal life stays personal, remember? But if you must know, she's a girl I met on speed dating. You've been dating someone since then? That's amazing. Congrats. See, this is why I didn't want to tell you. Because I wished you amazing and congrats. Because I'm happy for you having a lively and fulfilling romantic life? Because you're looking at me like that. It's too much enthusiasm. Turn the brightness down. Sorry. I'm just happy for you and you can't stop me. You beam at her and Yaz rolls her eyes, but even she can't fully hide their grin. Go bother Mateo or something to relax, I guess. That I can do. You find Mateo organizing remains of the desserts on a nearby table. The cat follows you everywhere, apparently. Prosper peers up at the table with a hopeful look, but Mateo waggles a finger at him. No chocolate chips for you, buddy. But I did bring out a can of tuna with your name on it. Opens the can, in seconds he sets it down, Prosper pounces on it, devouring the contents. That is one fat cat. How often have you been feeding the cat tuna when I'm not here? Whenever he tells me he deserves it with his beautiful green eyes? Maybe try mixing it up with chicken once in a while then. Just give him some nutritional variety. You lean down to scratch Prosper's head, and he perks up, glancing around. You approve of adding chicken to your menu? Okay, noted. While Prosper happily finishes his tuna, you give Mateo a gentle nudge. How's your urge to stress bake right now? Scale of 1 to 10, if 10 is a Category 5 chocolate cake breakdown. I think my tears add a lot to the batter, and I'm chilling if you and Dex are handling all the cafe's business stuff. He shudders delicately, and you roll your eyes. That means I don't have to put in extra work, and I can expand our menu. New Mateo creations. I'm intrigued. I want to keep prices down, but to give people new experiences. Serve something special they can still grab for under $10, you know? So, that's what I'm focusing on right now, you know? Maybe I'll even start saving some of my paychecks. Whoa, financial wisdom from you. Is that a frontal lobe I see developing? I wouldn't go that far. Well, looks like the stars are finally aligning for you. Is the sun and the moon, or the Jupiter's, or stars and Jupiter? I know you're baiting me, but for your information, we are firmly in a quarter moon moment right now, which roughly translated means that the stars are indeed aligning. I'm gonna leave off the... it's a patio. I can't leave off anything. You head over to Dex, or rather manage to peel him away from Brad for 5 seconds, which is a Herculean feat. Can I borrow this guy for a sec? Sure, as long as you bring him back. I won't be long, promise. Come on, dude. You're not shipping off to the front lines. You drag him a few feet away and share a grin. I just want a sec to say congrats to my fellow co-owner. I was pretty relieved you volunteered too. Same here. I mean, I don't know how you were planning to make financial spreadsheets on your own. Spreadsheets aren't a mandatory part of small business ownership, Dex. Yes, they are. No, they absolutely are. And luckily, you're a million times more creative than I am. And together, we're an unstoppable coffee machine. Yeah, we're gonna keep this cafe running and keep our mascot chunky and happy for a long time. As if summoned, Prosper trots over to butt his head against you and Dex's ankles. That's right, buddy. You're welcome in advance. Being able to stay in my apartment is a huge win, too. God, I know. I wasn't looking forward to fleeing SF to the East Bay housing market, especially not now. You toes your head towards Tess and Brad, and Dex nods, going a little hard-eyed, which reminds you. You and Brad seem pretty cozy, by the way. We're a thing now, officially, in labels, in a way. Oh, hey, happy for you. Same for me and Tess. He high-fives you, which basically turns into a sappy handhold, as you both process your luck and what it took to get here. We did okay for ourselves, huh? You're taking the party around you, your friends laughing, sipping drinks, acting stupid, and Tess right there for it with them. $10 is I can toss this can into the recycling from here. Please, it's a rookie shot. I'll only go up to $10 if you do it from the back wall. You're on. You turn back to Dex with a smile. Yeah, I think we did. You find a moment to sidle over to Tess, grabbing her hand and intertwining your fingers, just because you can. Hey, you. What have you been up to? Oh, just piping up my friends and hearing a lot about everyone's future plans. Although, that does beg the question, what are yours? She squeezes your hand and you try not to melt. I haven't planned much of my future beyond the last 24 hours. Honestly, I spent most of the time figuring out how to handle us. Another squeeze, more melting. But I guess we have time to figure it out, right? A lot of I hope. What about you? What's the first thing you want to do in your new life as a coffee girl boss? I want to take a really long nap. I mean, really long. I'm talking Sleeping Beauty, cryo freeze, my year of rest and relaxation. Hey, I think you earned it. But all that lounging around would be better with some company. She grins, kissing you quickly, and you manage not to literally swoon, but metaphorically swooning for days. Yeah, I bet it would be. For now, you can enjoy your time with your friends. Our friends, you mean? Eventually, the sun sets on the festivities. Max taps a fork against her glass to get everyone's attention. Hey, everyone. Before we all go home to hibernate, I wanted to thank you all for everything. Every event, every bit of overtime. I never could have saved this place without all of you. Hell, I wouldn't have even tried. And what a loss that would have been. The LG still exists today because all of you, and I'm so grateful. Max, it exists only because of you. Your friends all nod in agreement. Trust me, we couldn't have dreamed of a community like this on our own, at least not until you taught us how. Max's nose scrunches up as she stoically swallows a few more tears. You grin at the attempted decorum. God, Joe, it should be illegal to make a woman cry at her own retirement party. Less crying, more group hugging. Come here, everyone. You and your friends crowd around Max, squeezing her within an inch of her life as she continues to sniffle. This is how we kill her. Quick, hop on her face. Prosper even manages to leap on Mateo's shoulder so he can be a part of the crowd too. Okay, which one of you weirdos smells like literal dirt? Probably me. I had to tackle the no-show musician and we fell into a ditch. Okay, I really need to stop asking questions. No, I want to hear more. Why did you tackle the no-show musician into a ditch? I'm actually, this is more interesting than the whole entire book in and of itself. You'd think that you would have learned that by now. And at this point, your eyes are stinging a little too, but you're surrounded by your family you built in the cafe you love. Who wouldn't shed a few tears? And the best part? You're all just getting started. When the party finally winds down, you find a moment to say your goodbyes, and then you and Tess head down the street outside the cafe hand in hand. It's the first time you've been alone since the G-word incident, and you're eager to make up for lost time. Tess, however, looks slightly pensive. So just to check, if I called you my girlfriend, would that be cool with you? I don't know, would it be cool with you if I suddenly said it? Or are you going to run again? Tess. Didn't we already DTR earlier today? I'm just gonna go with way more than cool. Like, I'd actually be upset if you didn't. What, you don't want me to introduce you to my friends as my pal? Ew, horrible. Absolutely not. My associate. My queen. My silly rabbit. Queen and silly rabbit I'll accept. Let's stick with girlfriend, thanks. I like that one best. I can work with that. As you reach your apartment building, Tess pauses. Okay, one more possibly obvious but still important question. What do you want things to look like moving forward with us? Well... well, okay, listen, we just got over the G-word thing, right? Why do I feel like if you want to save on rent, we could always move in together? Wait a minute. I mean, listen, she gonna start running, dude. She hopping on the motorcycle as we speak. She going, ring, ring, she gone. Oh, insane. I just want to enjoy being with you. I don't really have dreams in mind beyond that, or like a 5-year plan. Honestly, just being with you makes me happy. Oh, you like me. Hey, I think that cat has been out of the bag for a while now. Long enough that the bag is decomposing in a landfill. Then if you're as into me as I'm into you, maybe I could stop by your place again sometime. For a little longer than last time. I mean, get a proper tour. It's an obvious opening, and you can't think of a better chance to finally get some privacy together. Plus, I just stressed clean last night, so the place is spotless. This is your last chance. Because I love each and every one of you. I'm going to save us the misery. It's the end of the book, let's be honest. Who cares? Anyway, I only care about good books that I care about. As the exhaustion of the day's highs and lows wash over you, you decide tonight's not the night. But you know that there will be another night, and that certainly is a warm comfort. Right now, I really need to crash, but I pinky promised to have you over soon. And I'll do it properly this time. Full host mode. I'll even cook us dinner for date number 3. Are you going to count our dates forever? I might. It's only math I can be bothered with. She laughs, leans in. You're not about to pass up that invitation. You kiss for a while at a leisurely pace. But it feels both surreal and utterly right that it is just the first of so many moments like this, and the two of you together. 1 year later. The future's still looking pretty solid. You're at one end of the LG Bean and Tea counter, chatting with a painter whose work you're hoping to feature in the cafe as she admires the art that's already on the walls. Wow, my friend told me there was lots of good stuff here, but I had no idea. You basically run a gallery. Part-time gallery, full-time coffee shop, an occasional restaurant/bookstore. You're wearing the same outfit from a year ago. You nod over to Alan, who's giving a casual reading from his new book in one corner of the cafe with his wife, Sally, in attendance. And that was when the polar bears understood. Love wins, even in the Arctic tundra. Oh, that's right, babe. Meanwhile, Mateo flits around the room, serving up dishes from his expanded menu to some suspiciously enthusiastic customers. 1 vegan mushroom and pepper omelet. How does that work? It's a fucking omelet. Will you sign my face? Jesus Christ. I'm done. Oh, me? I guess if it's for a fan. He smiles and pulls out a Sharpie. A Sharpie on her face, from a vest pocket. You didn't know him, the fake modesty might be halfway convincing. You're briefly distracted by the sight of Yaz on the couch with her 2 girlfriends. She has 2 now! Anya and Isa, who you finally got to meet today. To your delight, they cluster her near constantly. Babe, you didn't tell me this place had vegan omelets. No, you've been holding out on us. Do you want one? I can make Mateo give you one. Nearby. No, you can't. Nearby. That's waste of profits. Nearby, Brad and Dex, an official thing since the concert, chat slept by the office makers as Dex pours drinks while Blue, an employee now, directs your newest hire. Want to bring these over to table 3, Rowan? It's a little too crowded to shout. Aye, boss. They walk away and Dex laughs. Boss, you two are technically on the same level. Don't let the man get you down, Blue. Keep manifesting world domination. Suddenly, Prosper begins meowing frantically from his personal pillow beside the counter. 12 o'clock on the dot, lunchtime. How does he always know? How have you not mated him yet with someone? because we're just a food factory to him and he expects us to hit our quotas? Yeah, he agrees. Rowan calls back over the shoulder as they weave across the cafe. I'll feed Prosper after I drop these off. I like that kid. Always so responsible. So nothing like you except the impeccable fashion sense. You manage to turn your attention back to the artist, who's looking curiously at the row of framed postcards. And whose work is this? Oh, that's not art. That's just postcards from Max's retirement travels, the cafe's old owner. That's right. This place was about to close for a second there last year. How did you keep the doors open? Seems like quite the uphill battle. We all worked together. Luckily, our staff had the right skills between us. I drew flyers, Mateo pulled in his pack to followers, my co-owner Dex made spreadsheets. Oh, spreadsheets. You must have been desperate, I swear to God. You have no idea. Suddenly you hear a familiar hum of a motorcycle and look through the front windows to see Tess coming inside to pick you up. Sorry, will you excuse me? That's my girlfriend. She likes coming in to say hi when my shift gets off. Of course, and I can send you some work samples tonight. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. The final wave and half walk, half skip out of the behind the counter, you and over to Tess, who greets you with a kiss. Tell me those are Yaz's girlfriends. I see by the hottest shared poster. Yeah, and get this, one of them was the president of her sorority. Okay, introducing myself immediately. Find me when you're done and we can head out for a date night, okay? You head behind the counter to take your apron off for the day and spot Rowan chatting with some customers in the corner. You recognize them as Rowan's friend group, regulars since Rowan started working here, and they're all in their 20s. Extremely and loudly supportive and honestly pretty disruptive. Just like we were. Still are even. What are you, 50 now? Calm down. You watch them all cluster around Rowan's phone, arguing heatedly. See, that guy from yesterday is totally into you. But what if he wasn't actually trying to call me back? What if it was just a butt dial? Part of you wants to go over there and offer some unsolicited life advice, but you just watch for a moment as your co-owner settles up beside you. Everything okay? You worried about the new kids over there? I'm good, actually. He hops onto the counter nearby to get within closer distance to nuzzle you, and you smile and pet him with your free hand. I'm really good, buddy, I promise. As your cat, well, the cafe's cat, but everyone knows this is whose his favorite is, nuzzles against one of your hands, you look at Rowan and their friends and smile. If I've learned anything over the past year, it's that together, they'll all be just fine. Yeah, I think they will. Thank you all for playing All of Us. We made this book with a lot of love and pride, and whoever you are, wherever you are, we hope that you have people who make you feel seen, loved, and proud. We all deserve that, all of us. Alright, now for me to talk. So, first and foremost, thank you all for watching. Yay, it's finally over. So, we'll get to that here in a minute. Oh, we completed another book together, however short and thankfully over it is. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't a huge fan of this book series. So I'm gonna get into that here in a second, but hopefully you did enjoy the content that I do, the voices, the reading, and whatnot. Please, again, let me know, like, you know, your feedback in regards to, I changed some things up, so how do I sound, how did, you know, all of it sound. Otherwise, here we go. So, once again, thank you all for joining me on this journey. Another book completed for us, and, you know, I've been doing this app since it first released, so, so with that being said, you know, I always leave my criticism and whatnot at the ends of the book, right? The whole thing with Alan, again, I mean, I talked about it when the chapter happened, and you know, how it made me feel towards Alan, and how just, you're not supposed to make anybody feel like that. No one is supposed to be made to feel that way. And ever since then, this book has not sat right with me. And there's constant jokes about the ally point system and things like that, and just made kind of like to make Alan feel irrelevant, like he's lesser than, like he's stupid, like there's just I kind of felt for him. um we also don't know what happened to, I mean, I guess, Max and Leanne went off and doing some travels, but, nothing was really discussed. Are they going to come back? Because remember, they live above the cafe. Are they coming back to live there? Like, nothing was discussed in regards to that. This was just, I feel like this was their attempt to write something that I'm going to be going and just saying, from the statistics of this book, from a lot of the other content creators that are doing this, and from the overall views and your opinions that no one really asked for and no one really wanted. And a lot of you have kind of made your sentiment about that very brazenly. And I pretty much just, I have no disagreement with you guys whatsoever in regards to it. I pretty much felt the same way. That's one of the reasons why I stopped covering his book, because it was nearly identical. And then just, we live in a time and a place. It's 2024, right? We just live in a time and a place where, you know, there, I have people in my life, and I'm just talking about my friends, who are a lot of different walks of life, and they don't act like the people in this book. Now, I get it, there might be some people out there in this world that act like these individuals that were wrote, but I have yet to meet any. And then also the way that, again, they treat other people, it just, to me, just, I don't know, it doesn't sit right. Um, I'll just leave you with this little bit of wisdom, right? I always try and do this stuff. So for me, the world that I wish we had was a world where, we stopped treating everybody like our enemy. We stop looking at people for the color of their skin or what they're into or the whole 9 yards, right? Like, the only two things that I really can't stand, right? The only two things is a person that, whether you be male or female, but you do things to the, whoever, right? Again, I have to watch my language because of this platform. It's weird. You can't just talk normally, but, like, for instance, a person, this is my number one hate, but people who take advantage of kids, right? They go after kids, and they, you know, yeah. No, those people deserve a bullet. And then the people who hurt other people or take people's lives away, those people are no-nos, right? I guess in a way a third one is the people who do things to whoever in a personal manner, right? You know what I'm saying, right? Where, for instance, like, Law and Order exists for a reason, right? The SVU. So yeah, no, all three of those types of people deserve bullets. Other than that, we all bleed the same, man. And even if we didn't, even if right now there were aliens above us and they landed and they said hi and they were whatever, right? And they bled green, it doesn't matter to me, right? It doesn't matter to me. I accept everybody as they are. And that's always been the type of person I've always been, because I've been a person that's been subjected to so much throughout my entire life. And I just don't want to see people hurt. That's just the type of person I am. So, anyway, thank you for joining me on this journey. And, yeah, hope to see you around. Peace out.